Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Night Podcast on the Southern Middle Tennessee Sports Network. My name is Chris Yao, and as always, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, Maurice Patton. Before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors, Beck Dental Care, Columbia Academy, Jones and Lang Sporting Goods, and, of course, Custom Stone Handlers. Custom Stone Handlers believes in leadership, and outside of the military, our greatest leader-building platform is sports. Custom Stone Handlers proudly encourages young people to get in the game. Contact them today at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com. Today, we are joined by the Executive Director and CEO of United Sportsmen Alliance and Assistant Head Coach of the 13U Spring Hill Ambassadors Travel Baseball Team, Scott Vance. Scott, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me. Honor to be on.
I'll tell you what, Scott, you are really turning up the technological factor on this Zoom call. I don't think we've had a background quite like that one since we got started a couple months ago.
And it's moving too.
Yeah, it's actually Bear Creek down in Murray County is where this was taken. I've got a hunting lease down there, and this is just a gorgeous spot. So
it really is. And just to set the record straight, you are not there.
No, I am not on site. No, I wish I was. I was.
I hear you.
Don't we all? Scott, tell us a little bit about Union Sportsmen Alliance. I know you guys are just recently here in Spring Hill. Last couple years, I think you guys moved into Spring Hill, and so set up your headquarters there on the Northfield area property. Tell us a little bit about Union Sportsmen Alliance and what you guys focus on.
Sure. The organization itself is actually 12 years old, and we started in Washington, D.C., and it was an idea of some of the union labor leaders and some of the conservation leaders in Washington, and they said, hey, we've got all these skilled union members out there that love to hunt and fish. We know that 77% of the building trade union members hunt and fish. From survey information. So they love to get outside. They love to be outdoors. It is their number one family activity. But they didn't have their own organization to get out and get involved and keep them engaged with the outdoors and conservation. So that's how the organization started. We are a 501c3, a nonprofit, and we are a national organization. We work every part of the nation, all the way from Washington down to Florida, and we've done some projects up in Maine. So we do projects all over the place, and really what we're best known for is taking those skilled union men and women and putting those skills to work for conservation, whether that's building a disabled access fishing pier, a boat ramp, an interpretive area. One of the things that limits people from using parks is having restroom facilities. Well, we just happen to have masons and electricians and carpenters and plumbers that are members of our union. And so they go in and they donate their skills and their time. They raise money to buy the materials, and we build those bathroom facilities so that the mom that has the 4 little kids that need a restroom close by can come out and enjoy the park. And so those are just some of the things we do. That's what we're most known for. We do an incredible amount of outreach. We put 12,000 rods and reels and fishing tackle in the hands of youth across the United States. And that's mostly in the inner cities where these youth would not have the opportunity to fish otherwise. So it's a great organization, very, very rewarding job.
You say the organization is 12 years old, Scott. What brought you all to Murray County, and how long have you all been here?
So the previous executive director who started the organization, his wife just happened to work in the country music business. And so he wanted to live near Franklin, Tennessee, so they'd be close to Nashville. And our office.
Doesn't everybody?
Yeah. It seems like it. Yeah. And so the office started out actually up near the airport in Nashville. We were sharing space with the Steelworkers union. And then we moved to Franklin for a couple of years. And then since November of 2018, we've been headquartered here in Spring Hill. And so this is our new home. We're happy to be here. It's a great place to have an organization. It's a great place to have our headquarters.
You know, it's really funny because that's what, that building that you guys are in at one time was a bank for the United Auto Workers. So it's really just kind of comes full circle that you guys are using a union, building for the, Union Sportsmen's Alliance. It's pretty cool.
It is, and we do a ton of projects with UAW, the local union there. They have a fall festival. We've done several fishing events. We're getting ready to do some additional fishing events in the area. Of course, with the whole COVID crisis, we're having to monitor that every day and make sure that we keep everybody safe. But we have a lot of events coming up this fall that we're going to partner with Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency and the United Auto Workers Union.
So one of the cool things that you guys are involved in, especially, like you said, conservation wise, it's really important for you guys to be involved in keeping the woods clean and the rivers clean and that sort of thing. How can people in the Murray County area be involved in that? Because it's very important to us, especially. Sure.
So we have a website. It's unionsportsman.org. And we list all of those local events on there. Of course, I've got a couple of folks. I've got a conservation coordinator and a conservation manager. They both live right here in Spring Hill area. And so they keep up with all of our events that we're doing, and they know about them, and you can get involved. We need volunteers that can do everything from bring water and food to, clean up after the event to put a worm on a hook. That's one of the things that we really need, folks that know how to tie a hook on and bait a hook, because we got a lot of these kids and their parents out there who don't know how to do that. And that's the reason we bring it.
I'm sorry, Scott. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I was just going to ask you, with the COVID situation that we've got going on right now, how does that impact, outdoors activities such as what the Alliance involves itself with?
Sure. We're doing small group activities right now. And we've got a couple of campaigns where we're encouraging folks to get outside with their immediate family and do streamside cleanup, clean up parks, do lakeside cleanup. And we're incentivizing them to document what you're doing and document your hours. We'll send you some logo gear. We'll send you some fishing gear, tackle boxes, gun cases, things of that nature. So we're trying to keep engaged with our volunteers. We're trying to recruit more volunteers, but we're also keeping in mind that, hey, we're stronger together. That's our mantra right now, is stronger together. Sometimes we're stronger together by staying apart, right?
That seems to be the case these days. Hey, and you all have a TV show as well?
Yes, sir. We have a TV show called Brotherhood Outdoors. It airs on the Sportsmen's channel. We just aired our second episode, started the last week of June, and that'll go July through the end of the year. It'll be on 3 times a week, and it's a great show. We highlight some of our hardworking union brothers and sisters on there. We just had a show where we had a young lady who is a business manager for the Painters and Finishers out of Illinois. And she took a really nice buck out in Wyoming with a crossbow. And before that, we were up in Saskatchewan with a gentleman goose hunting, which, if you know anything about Saskatchewan goose hunting, it's the holy grail of goose hunting. And
I don't.
It's amazing. It's amazing. That I was fortunate enough to go on that trip and be the host, and it's an amazing video. So if you get a Sportsman's channel, or if you get My Outdoor Television, My Outdoor TV online, our show's on both of those. It's a great show.
Is it also available on your website or through your website?
We have a link to it. But My Outdoor TV owns the online rights, so we don't do webisodes for our TV show now.
That's super cool. And I know you are a big bird hunter. We talked about that when we met, about your duck collection. And that was a lot of fun. So it's really cool to get a chance to talk about some of the things that we don't normally talk about. Maurice and I, we focus on stick and ball kind of things, and that's just, kind of that's what we do. So it's really cool to branch out, but you also have that stick and ball connection. As we mentioned earlier, you are an assistant coach for the 13U Spring Hill Ambassadors. You guys were just in a tournament over the weekend. How'd that go?
It went pretty good. We lost a couple of games right there in the last inning. We lost a couple on small ball stuff, squeeze plays, and stealing home and things of that nature. That honestly, because of COVID, we've had very few opportunities to practice. All of the parks were shut down from the middle of March, until June. And so we literally couldn't have any field level practices. And so, you can talk about the theory of baseball all you want to, but until you're out there actually doing it, till you actually teach somebody how to defend a squeeze play, it's kind of hard to describe it. And so you've got a bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds out there that haven't seen that type of play before. But we had a great time. We learned a tremendous amount. We played one game on Thursday night, one game on Friday night, and we played 4 games on Saturday in a 100-degree heat index. 3 of those games were back-to-back-to-back. And so builds a lot of character, right? It brings you together as a team. You learn a lot about yourself as a coach. I was like, man, I'm tired. My calves are cramping out here, and I'm not even on the field. I'm just coaching first base. And so these kids really put it all on the field. And, our program is more than baseball. It's about player development. It's about a Christian brotherhood, and it's about that bond that you guys know you don't get anywhere else except on the field and playing in a team situation. And it's something that I just wish everybody could experience throughout their life, because it builds such character. It builds such a team mindset for the rest of your life. And that's what we're all about. It's not about winning or losing. Obviously, we want to win when we can. But it's about building character. It's about being ethical. And it's about building that brotherhood. And so we got a lot of that done this weekend. And we won quite a few games, too. We ended up coming in third, which we wanted to win it. But third place, not too bad for a bunch of kids that never played together. And so real good baseball. We're looking forward to a tournament this weekend. We've got a tournament down in Alabama this weekend. So,
how much more do y'all have, Scott?
We're going to play through the middle of August. Saturday only. We only do Saturday tournaments since it's a Christian-based program. We want families to go to church or do the online services or whatever on Sunday. We don't want to put them in a situation where they're having to decide between baseball tournament and so I know a lot of teams end up missing a lot of Sundays. I know my son was on a team where we missed 19, 20 Sundays one year playing travel baseball. And so this is a great program, Saturday only. And like I said, we really work with each player at their level. And, if a player needs things to improve their confidence, or if they're struggling as a young man, our coaches are great with that. You guys know Tim Brister. Absolutely. And just a great guy. Bob Taylor's our other assistant coach. And those guys, I think they do more counseling and more encouragement than they do baseball sometimes. And you know what? That's what it's all about. These kids, the chances of them ever playing Major League Baseball or even college baseball are pretty slim for most kids. But they're going to have to be great adults. They're going to one day be fathers and husbands themselves. And we want to give them all the tools to be a great citizen and a great Christian going forward. And that's what it's all about.
Hey, Tim, Scott, you guys are involved in a pretty unique deal with the Field of Dreams. I know that David Price was instrumental in putting one of those facilities together over at the Starplex facility over in Murfreesboro. You guys are working on something along those lines as well.
We are. We're a partner in it. We want to provide a lot of our volunteer labor. Obviously, building a field like that takes a lot of building construction trades experience. It takes a lot of money. And so we want to help with the fundraising, and we want to help with the volunteer labor as well. And what that program is, you can look it up. It's a national program. They go into metropolitan areas where they have a good, strong population, good, strong sports base. And they build a field that is 100% accessible and 100% geared towards getting kids with disabilities out there to play the game, whether that's softball or baseball. And they actually build a league program around kids with disabilities, whether they're mobility impaired, hearing impaired, or vision impaired. They build these fields where they're wheelchair accessible. They have bases that make a sound that the kids can run to. They have actual balls that make a sound where the kids can actually hit the ball, just based on sound. And so, as I've coached for many years with my son since he was 6 years old, now he's 13, I've seen a lot of brothers and sisters who are disabled come to the games. And they sit and patiently watch their siblings play baseball or softball all weekend, sometimes all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And they never get that opportunity. So for me to give them the opportunity to experience that and get out there with a disability and have their own league and their own baseball, their own softball program, that just means the world to me. And even if I didn't work for Union Sportsmen's Alliance and we weren't a volunteer organization, I'd be involved with this project just because it's something that's near and dear to my heart.
Pretty special.
It really is. And then, that's the cool thing about especially the Middle Tennessee area. And that's something that we've learned, me being here for 3 years now, is the heart of the people who live here is just, it's really special. And we appreciate everything that you guys do. I know I guess last summer when you did the Take a Kid Fishing Day, we talked about that, and putting the rods and reels in the hands of kids, and then just getting them the ability to get outside and do that sort of thing is really, really unique. And we appreciate everything you guys do.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great honor to be part of an organization like this. Like I said, the reward goes much, much deeper than just a job. It's something we all love, and everybody that works for our organization is 100% committed to the next generation of conservationists. And, that also means building that conservation ethic and the mindset that we are only borrowing our environment. We have to take care of it for the next generation. We have to instill in them that conservation ethic so they'll take care of it in the future as well.
Anything else from you, Maurice? I'm really happy that we've been able to get Scott on here, because it's been, definitely a teaching moment for us.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. As I said on the front end, I've never been a big outdoors person. I've always been more of that stick and ball type of background, but so it's nice to be able to bring somebody like Scott in and enjoy the serenity of this backdrop for a few minutes.
Well, I can get you guys out there. We'll teach you. We had a bunch of NFL players come out for one of our events in Florida. We built $1 million fishing pier down in Tampa, Florida, and we had 25 former NFL players come out, and they were going to help the kids fish, right? They were going to help them bait their hook and tie the lines on, all this stuff. Those guys, none of them knew how to tie on a hook. And so we taught them how to tie on hooks, how to fish, and they were all like, man, I learned more than the kids. I'm ready to come back. I want to go fishing with you guys. And it was awesome. So
there you go.
The NFL Players Association is one of our charter unions. And so we can get the NFL players out to a lot of our events.
That's awesome.
That really is cool. Scott, again, thanks so much for everything you do in the community with the baseball and the like I said, the Field of Dreams you're working with, and everything, just getting our kids out and these families outdoors, especially right now. It's so important to be outside and to get that vitamin D and have a lot of fun on the water or out in the woods, hiking, whatever it may be. So make sure you guys get out and do that. Once again, CEO and Executive Director of Union Sportsmen Alliance, it's Scott Vance. Scott, tell them one more time how they can find you on the internet.
Yep, it's www.unionsportsmen.org. That's our website. And we've got all of our events listed there, whether they're fundraising events, whether they're sporting clay shoots, or whether they're our conservation outreach events, where you can volunteer and get involved. And we also have a whole bunch. We've got one right now, Just Add Water, where we're giving away a kayak and a cooler and a whole bunch of fishing gear. So,
do you have anything coming up? Do you have anything coming up in the next little bit, Scott?
We are trying to put together a fall fishing event, and then we have a collaborative dove hunt with the TWRA that's going to happen down at the Ag Center south of Spring Hill. Okay. So those are two events that will be coming up here in September.
And they can find out more about that on your website as well.
On the website, yes, sir.
Okay. Sure.
Don't forget Twitter and Instagram at Union Sportsmen,
Right.
MEN. So there's that as well. So there's plenty of places to find them on the internet. Thanks again, Scott, so much for joining us. We've had a blast, and we hope that you guys out there enjoyed a little different take on the Sports Night podcast. Don't forget to find us on Twitter and Instagram at SM_TN Sports, at SM_TN Sports. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Then, of course, on Facebook is at SMTN Sports and SM-TNsports.com. Once again, for our sponsors, we want to give a quick thank you to Beck Dental Care, Columbia Academy, Jones & Lang, and Custom Stone Handlers. And we will continue to update you throughout the week. Don't forget to check out our website and everything else. Sign up for your free subscription on the website. Get every story into your inbox immediately as it's written. So you have so many options to keep up with local sports in Murray County and Southern Middle Tennessee. We appreciate you guys. Once again, for Maurice, Patton, I'm Chris Yao. Have a great day.